Have you ever wanted to speak English, but something stopped you? Have you ever opened your mouth to say a sentence, and suddenly your mind became blank? I know that feeling very well, because for many years, that was my reality. I wanted to speak English. I wanted to feel confident. But every time I tried, fear became stronger than my voice. Since childhood, I heard one sentence, again and again. English is important, people said. English gives good jobs. English gives respect. English gives better opportunities. Slowly, I started believing that English is equal to success, but nobody told me how difficult it feels when you cannot speak it. Nobody told me how small you can feel in front of fluent speakers. In school, I studied English like a subject. I memorized answers. I learned grammar rules. I completed homework. I passed exams. On paper, I was an average student. But in real life, when someone said, "Speak something in English," my confidence disappeared. My heart beat faster. My hands felt cold. My throat felt dry. Simple words became heavy. The pain was not loud. It was silent. It happened in small moments. When classmates spoke English confidently, I stayed quiet. When teachers praised good English speakers, I looked down. When someone laughed after I made a mistake, even if it was a small laugh, it felt big inside my heart. I started thinking, maybe I am not made for English. Sometimes I tried to speak. I really tried. But people corrected my pronunciation again and again. Not like this. Say it properly. Your accent is wrong. They were not bad people. Maybe they wanted to help. But every correction reduced my courage. Slowly, I became afraid of speaking in front of others. So I chose silence. Silence felt safer. The biggest problem was not grammar. The biggest problem was fear. I was afraid of making mistakes. I was afraid people would judge me. I was afraid I would sound foolish. Because of this fear, I avoided practice. I told myself, I will speak when I become perfect. But perfection never came. And because I was waiting for perfection, I did not improve. I tried many methods. I watched English movies, but they spoke too fast. I could not understand full sentences. I read English novels, but after 2 pages, I felt tired. I downloaded vocabulary apps. I learned 10 new words, but after some days, I forgot them. Every time I started with motivation, every time I stopped with frustration. Slowly, I began comparing myself with others. I saw students speaking English easily. I saw YouTubers talking confidently. I asked myself, why not me? That question hurt me deeply. I felt behind. I felt slow. I felt different. Sometimes I even thought, maybe my brain is not smart enough for English. There were days when I avoided conversations. If someone started speaking English, I smiled and answered in short words. Yes. No. Okay. I reduced my sentences to hide my weakness, but inside, I wanted to express myself fully. I wanted to share my ideas. I wanted to speak without fear. That desire was strong, but my confidence was weak. One evening, something small happened. I was alone in my room. I felt tired of failing again and again. Instead of watching a movie, I searched for a slow English video, a simple listening practice. The speaker talked calmly. The sentences were short. The words were easy. I understood almost everything. For the first time, I did not feel pressure. I did not feel stupid. I felt peaceful. That small experience changed something inside me. I realized maybe I am not bad at English. Maybe I was using the wrong method. I was trying to run without learning how to walk. I was forcing myself to understand fast English before training my ears slowly. I was trying to speak perfectly before building small daily habits. That night I asked myself one honest question. Do I really want to learn English? Or do I just want to avoid embarrassment? The answer was clear. I truly wanted to learn, but I needed a different approach, a slower approach, a kinder approach, a patient approach. I did not become fluent that day. Nothing magical happened, but something important started. I stopped blaming myself. I started observing my mistakes calmly. I accepted that learning takes time, and for the first time, I felt hope instead of pressure. Maybe the problem was not English. Maybe the problem was how I was trying to learn it. And that realization was the beginning of change. After that night, I made one simple decision. I will not quit, but I will not rush. I stopped chasing fast results. I stopped comparing myself with fluent speakers. I decided to focus only on daily progress, small progress, quiet progress. The first thing I changed was listening. Earlier, I used to watch fast English movies and feel frustrated. Now, I started listening to slow English every day. Only 15 or 20 minutes, not more. I chose simple stories, calm voice, clear pronunciation. I did not pause the video again and again. I did not check every new word. I just listened for meaning. Slowly, my ears became comfortable with English sounds. In the beginning, I did not understand everything, but I understood enough. And that enough gave me confidence. Every day my understanding increased a little. I noticed something important. When you listen daily, your brain starts recognizing patterns. Sentences start feeling familiar. Words stop feeling strange. After 2 weeks of daily listening, I added reading, but I did not choose difficult books. I chose short paragraphs, very simple English. I read slowly. Sometimes I read the same paragraph 3 times. First time for meaning, second time for pronunciation, third time for confidence. And I did not feel ashamed to repeat. Repetition became my friend. Then came the hardest part, speaking. Earlier I was afraid of speaking in front of people, so I started speaking alone, in my room, sometimes in front of a mirror. I describe my day in simple sentences. Today, I woke up at 7. I felt a little tired. I worked on my goals. The sentences were not powerful. They were not perfect, but they were real. At first, I spoke for 2 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, every day a little more. My tongue slowly became flexible. My fear slowly became smaller. I also changed the way I talk to myself. Before I used to say, "My English is bad." Now I said, "My English is improving." Before I said, "I cannot speak." Now I said, "I am learning to speak." This small change in self-talk changed my energy. When you speak kindly to yourself, your confidence grows quietly. Of course, I still made mistakes. I still forgot words. Sometimes I mixed grammar, but I stopped seeing mistakes as enemies. I started seeing them as teachers. Every mistake showed me what to improve. Instead of feeling embarrassed, I felt curious. Months passed. The change was slow, but it was real. I could understand more videos without subtitles. I could speak small sentences without panic. I could express my thoughts more clearly. People started noticing improvement. But more importantly, I started noticing improvement. Confidence did not come like a loud celebration. It came like sunrise, slowly, softly. First a little light, then more light. One day I realized I was not afraid anymore. I was not perfect, but I was brave. I understood one powerful truth. English is not about talent. It is about daily contact, daily listening, daily reading, daily speaking. Even 20 minutes every day is stronger than 3 hours once a week. Consistency is stronger than motivation. Now I still practice. I still learn new words. I still improve pronunciation. But I no longer feel shame. I feel proud. Proud because I did not quit during painful days. Proud because I chose patience over pressure. If you are learning English and you feel slow, please listen carefully. You are not stupid. You are not weak. You are not behind in life. You are simply learning something new, and learning always feels uncomfortable at first. Go slow. Be patient with yourself. Listen daily. Speak daily. Even if your voice shakes, even if your sentence is small, small sentences build big confidence. Small habits create big change.